Hey everyone, it's Alice and I'm here today with a big old unhaul for you. So we've been trying to do unhauls more recently, and I did say as one of my New Year's resolutions that I wanted to try and get rid of more books this year. So I think what I've decided is as long as I'm unhauling more books than I haul every month this year, that will achieve that challenge. So we might be doing monthly unhauls on the channel, we might just save them up and do a big one every couple of months, not sure yet, so I'm not going to call this a January unhaul, but it is a big unhaul. These are all books that I've found at my parents' house, so I've been doing some tidying there recently and I've decided a lot of things that I want to get rid of, and these bags have all travelled home with us, so I'm going to unhaul them for you, and then they're all going to go to the charity shop which we live near, and then hopefully somebody else will get some joy from these ones. They are in no particular order. I have just jammed them all into bags randomly. And I don't actually know how many there are, and I don't have time to count them because I have to go to work soon. So Sean is going to do a little counter down at the bottom of the screen for you, somewhere. I don't know where that will be. And then we'll find out how many I've unhauled together when this video goes live. So without further ado, let's unhaul some books. First off, Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire by J.K. Rowling. When I was younger, I thought I liked these covers more than the original covers, so I got this one very, very cheap or possibly free, and I don't like these covers at all anymore. The dragon looks absolutely demonic, and also I don't even really have any interest in actually reading the book, so off she goes. We then have Paula Hawkins' Into the Water, which for some reason is missing its dust jacket. Sean and I have a copy, Mum had a copy. Oh, it's got like water on the end papers. I didn't know that. But our copy, Sean may have unhauled our copy recently, but we haven't actually donated those ones to the charity shop yet. But our copy is in better condition, so we're going to keep that one and unhaul this one. Because I'd given it to my mum and now she's decided she's not interested in it anymore. So we aren't going to have two. So it goes, especially because it doesn't have a dust jacket. Where has that gone? Next up, Sweet Tooth by Ian McEwan. I stupidly tricked myself into thinking I liked Ian McEwan's books because the guy that I had a crush on was like obsessed with Atonement, which is pretty much a red flag. And yeah, I bought basically every Ian McEwan book because I thought, yeah, I will be highbrow and literary and read them all. And every book of his that I've read I haven't enjoyed, so they're going. I got A Clockwork Orange by Anthony Burgess. Sean has a nicer edition of this, and I bought this because it was part of a banned books set, and I haven't seen any of the rest of them in charity shops since, so I'm not going to be able to get the rest of the set. Off it can go. I've got Anti-Goddess by Kendar Blake. I'm interested in Kendar Blake's An Address in Blood series, and I have both of those books. This is the first one in a trilogy, and I've never seen any of the rest in the charity shops, and according to Goodreads, it doesn't have the best reviews, so I would rather read the An Address in Blood series because that's the one that everybody recommends, and this one can go. I have Unholy Ghosts by Stacia Kane. This is book 1 of the Downside Ghosts. I've got book 3 upstairs, so that will be coming in our next unhaul video because I've only just realised. But these are basically recommended by Charlene Harris. It's like sexy ghosts, and I'm not really into it. I thought I'd be interested in it, and I'm not. So it can go. I then have Savvy by Ingrid Law. I was given this by my friend Laurie, who read it and then didn't want to keep it, so they gave it to me, and I am not really interested in it anymore. Like, it was that unimpactful that Laurie can't even remember reading it, even though I knew that she read it before she gave it to me. Off it goes. I have Beautiful Disaster by Jamie Maguire. This is the first book in some kind of series. I think they're romance books, but I have the first one signed, and I put that in an unhaul video recently because I just don't think I'm interested in these. No, not really any other reason for it, just I like books with butterflies on the cover. They normally end up disappointing me. I'm trying to be harsher. I have Bindi Babes by Narinder Dami. I read this at primary school when I was very young, and I've actually recently managed to find copies of the first and the second book in the series in a charity shop because I didn't know I still had my copy of this. So I'm unhauling this one and keeping the other one. My copy of Lord Lost by Darren Shan because Sean has it in paperback and hardback, so we don't need two paperbacks. we were going to unhaul Spiderwick, but we're keeping those now because Sophia has shown an intense interest in them. So even though I didn't really enjoy them, they're staying so that we can read them with Sophia when she's a bit older, and I can see another one of those over here as well. So whoops, we'll take those out, pretend you didn't see that. We then have Leave Me by Gail Forman. This was Gail Forman's first adult novel. It's about a woman who just basically gets tired of being a mother and a wife and just flees and starts like a new life. She just like leaves everything behind and runs away. The concept intrigued me before I had children, and now I just feel like it would not do good things for my head. And I've also seen like it has terrible reviews, so I'd just rather not. California by Ida Lepucki. This is an adult dystopian end of the world story, and it had amazing reviews before it came out, and then the average rating on Goodreads has just plummeted since it's been out, and I don't think I'm ever going to read it. I still have a bookmark in here, so maybe I did start it, but I don't remember, so it's definitely going. I'm torn because I am still interested in it. I have Crescendo by Becca Fitzpatrick. I had the third book in this series in hardback. No, I had one of them in hardback, so I bought this one in hardback so that I'd have like a matching hardback set, but then I haven't found the others in hardback, so I've still got my paperbacks. So I'm probably just going to end up unhauling these anyway because I think I'm going to reread it and not really enjoy it. But I have good memories of these ones because my best friend when I was younger was also obsessed with Patch from this series, and we kept like fan casting him and we thought it was going to be a movie. So I do have good thoughts on this, good feelings towards this series, but if I do reread it, I think they will plummet. So I'm going to get rid of this one for now, possibly the rest later. And the last one in this first bag is Red Moon by Benjamin Percy. I bought this because it had a moon on it, and it's a cool moon, and I don't know why I'm getting rid of it. Battle for Humanity will begin. I'm guessing it probably just has really terrible reviews on Goodreads. Because I was looking most of these up and I didn't know much about them, and then if I was seeing like bad reviews or like things that I didn't like that were being mentioned, I might try the first page, but I don't know. Probably not. I've got too many books. Moving on to book bag 2, we have 0.4 by Mike Lancaster. This is the first book in a series. I don't have the rest of them. I have no interest in acquiring the rest of them. Off she goes. Supernaturally by Kirsten White. I've read the Guinevere Deception by Kirsten White and I have not enjoyed it at all. For some reason I'm still chugging on with that series even though I've been enjoying them all progressively less. But people on Goodreads basically say that this one is less good. So, no. I'm not doing it. And I also don't have the third book. I only have the first two. So the first one will probably be in here somewhere as well. We have Talking to Strangers by Anne Cassidy. It's a YA thriller. I could just read adult thrillers because I feel like where this is so short as well, it's not going to be that impactful. Shade by Jerry Smith Reddy. Werewolves. Not really interested in it anymore. Got that because it was an ex-library copy, so they were like 10p. Forget You by Jennifer Eccles. Again, ex-library copy. Somebody gets hurt in a car accident and loses their memory, and it sounds interesting, but I feel like I've read it before better. Betrayals by Lily St. Crow. I don't remember putting this in here, which probably means that the rest of the Strange Angels series is in here, and I was still low-key planning on starting the first book. We'll save this one. Sorry, Shauna, we're going to be driving you kind of crazy. Memoirs of a Teenage Amnesiac by Gabriella Zevin. My friend Charlotte read this when we were younger. She really enjoyed it, recommended it to me. I bought it at the time. I still haven't read it. I don't think I would read it now. I don't know if it's just the cover that's putting me off though, because it is a really cringe cover. Angel by Ellie Weatherly. Let me be honest with myself, I'm not going to read it. It's fucking chunky. The second book and the third book are even chunkier, and I don't really like angel stories anymore. Off it goes. Tempest by Julie Cross. I have the hardback. The hardback's prettier. Off goes the paperback. In Their Shoes by Fairy Tales and Folktales. Basically this is a collection of fairy tales and folktales. It is illustrated. It was an advanced copy that I got sent through, and I'm not sure why I'm unhauling it because it sounds like something that could be good with the children. So I'm wondering whether this also had bad reviews. I should have unhauled these earlier. I trust past Alyce. It goes. But I was saving another Strange Angels. Why am I saving the Strange Angels books? No, we're not doing it. We're not doing it. I'm getting rid of the Strange Angels series. I'm getting rid of Betrayals and Jealousy to start with. Because, like, look at these covers. They're cringy as hell. They're just going to be paranormal YA romances. They're not going to be that well developed because they're teeny tiny. It's not happening. It's not happening. Yeah, I'm unhauling things. Okay. We've got Nymphs by Sari Lutanen and Miko Oikonen. This was, again, one that I got sent through from the publisher, but it has shit reviews on Goodreads, like the worst reviews. This is one of the lowest rated books that I've ever seen on Goodreads, so I'm not reading it. Oh, Afterlife by Claudia Gray. I've got the other ones of these upstairs, so these will also be getting unhauled next time. Basically, it's a spooky paranormal school, and I've read that thousands of times, and I will probably read that again better. The Age of Miracles by Karen Thompson Walker. I bought this because it was like 5p in a Works closing down sale, and I don't even think I was interested in it at the time. I just like the font. But it's like one of those, what's it called? Like The Leftovers, The Rapture. It's a Rapture story, and I haven't read The Leftovers yet, and that's been, as I was saying before the camera rudely cut out on me, if I wanted to read a Rapture story, I would just read The Leftovers, because I've heard that one's amazing, so I won't pick up this one. We have Missing by Catherine McPhail. Again, YA mystery story. I don't think it's going to be very well fleshed out because it's very short. Defiance, another Strange Angels book. Ascend by Amanda Hockin, which is funny because I actually got switched upstairs in the bedroom, and I've been looking at it recently and thinking I really need to just unhaul that series because I don't think I'm interested in it anymore. And apparently, past me when I was tidying at my parents' house agreed with me. And was getting rid of the sequels. So we'll get rid of that series as well. More that we can get rid of. It's always good. Strange Angels and Reckoning by Lily St. Crow, and I think that's it for the Strange Angels series now. The Deviants by CJ Skuse. Still low-key interested in this one, but CJ Scuse's adult novel really disappointed me. Liked Sweet Pea, got really disappointed by In Bloom. Not really interested in reading any of the rest of her work now. The Crowfield Demon by Pat Walsh, sequel to a book that I read many, many years ago. I needed to reread the first one to read the second one. Didn't really enjoy the first one that much when I read it. I only got this one because it was an ex-library copy, so again, 10. Paper Valentine by Brenda Yovanov. I read Brenda Yovanov's The Replacement, didn't enjoy it all that much, and this one sounds like it's going to be quite triggering because it's about somebody starving to death, I think. Yeah, and now the ghost is, like, giving her tasks. I don't like that. Angel Fire by L.A. Weatherly. I see what I mean about the sequel's getting fatter. Very fat. Anne Cassidy's Forget Me Not, again, tiny, tiny YA thriller. Paranormalcy by Kirsten White, again, Kirsten White. The Fall by Garth Nix. I have the entire Sabriel Lyrial Old Kingdom series and I haven't started them yet. I only had this book and possibly one other from this series, so I'd rather read that series, see if I like Garth Nix writing more than I did on The Rag Witch, and then possibly haul these again in the future. Dangerous Eyes by Pekka Fitzpatrick. I've heard bad things about this one and I'm just not interested in it anymore. And Cassidy's Heartburn. Really unhauling all of the tiny YA thrillers. The World Before Us by Aileen Hunter, a novel about the people who have slipped from the pages of our records and been lost, those whose names and lives we have forgotten. It sounds interesting, but also it's historical, and I don't really read historical fiction, and I think it would just bore me. It's also quite chunky. Beauty by Robin McKinley. Pretty sure I've read this one, and I didn't enjoy it all that much, so I will just get rid of it. Twilight by Stephanie Meyer, and New Moon by Stephanie Meyer, and Eclipse by Stephanie Meyer, because I unhauled these black paperbacks when I bought my white paperbacks, but Mum was like, I'll probably read them one day, and now Mum's like, I'm never going to read them, so she gave them back to me, so I'm getting rid of them because I've got my white paperbacks, and I've bought black hardbacks since because I'm a collector and a hoarder and it sucks, but these can go. Saving another Skullduggery book. Skullduggery? Spiderwick, what's wrong with my brain? Alfame's Choice by PC Cast. Not interested in PC Cast's books at all anymore, really. I'm thinking of rereading the first book in the House of Night series before I unhaul the whole House of Night series, but I don't think I'm going to enjoy it, so I might as well just go. Heather Brewer's Vladimir Todd books. Read the first one, it was unimpactful, not going to carry on with the series. If I Knew You Were Going to Be This Beautiful, I Never Would Have Let You Go by Judy Chicorell. Again, it is historical, it's 1972. I don't read historical fiction. Why did I buy this? Sterling's Stealing Phoenix, Finding Sky, and Angel Dares. I like the covers. I'm not probably going to reread these because I would need to reread these to carry on with the rest of the series, and I can't be bothered. By Amy Meredith. This came free on a magazine, so I hauled the rest of the books, and I'm not interested in them. First Did I and Third Degree by James Patterson. because I don't like James Patterson's writing. I've only read one of his short stories so far, but I just don't think I'm going to end up reading the rest of them. I may sneak this out of the pile later because I am still interested in starting this series, but also it's like 30 books long and it's a commitment and I'm not willing to do it. We also have Divine by Mistake by PC Cast, which probably means the rest of the Goddess of Parthenon books should be in the last bag that I'm about to unhaul for you. And the last one in bag 3 is The Raging Quiet by Sherilyn Jordan. As you can see, ex-library copy, and I'm not interested in it. Also, the font is like teeny tiny. Oh, no, there's another one in the bottom there. Everworld, Search for Senna by K.A. Applegate. I think this is like actually part of a series. Mum picked it up for me when I was little, and it's not the first book in the series. Oh no, it is the first one, but then I don't have the rest of the books in the series, so there's still no point. Still no point. I've got enough complete series that I haven't started yet. We've got The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde and Other Tales of Terror by Robert Louis Stevenson. I have 2 copies of this. The Game by Diane Wynne Jones, because I got this from a charity shop, and when Sophia was playing with it, we realised that like some creepy child has like doodled like people hanging and stuff over it. Like, people getting, like, spiders and stuff thrown at them, and that just, like, really freaks me out, like, loads of guns. No, I'll just find another copy of that hasn't got creepy, apparent, like, haunted doodles in it. The Girl with a Clock for a Heart by Peter Swanson. I have a better edition. A Monster Calls by Patrick Ness. I have a better edition. Crave by Melissa Darnell, first book in a trilogy. I have the first and the third, and I'm not going to get hold of the second, and I'm not really interested in it. I think it's a Hades and Persephone, and I've read enough of those. We've got The Children Act by Ian McEwan. As I said, no Ian McEwan. We've got The Diabolic by S.J. Kincaid, which is funny because I recently unhauled that thinking that I was going to keep this edition, but I've decided to get rid of this edition too because if I was going to read it, I probably would have, and also I don't have the sequel, so it just seems a bit pointless. The Radleys by Matt Haig, have a better edition. We Were Liars by E. Lockhart. Sean has a copy, so we don't need 2 copies. Halo by Alexander Adornetto, because even though this is a beautiful cover, I do not have the rest of the books in the series and I'm not interested in getting hold of them. Sweeney Todd, the Demon Barber of Fleet Street, because I like the movie. I don't want to ruin it by reading the book adaptation, and well, the original book? I don't know. But yeah, if people like recommended this as a book, I think it would have been more popular, and also like the font is teeny tiny. No thank you. Pride and Prejudice and Zombies, Dawn of the Dreadfuls. Not really interested in it anymore. Another Spiderwick book to save. It's a good job that we didn't take all 5 of them, because I've got 4 out of the 5 here, and Sophia was interested in the last one, so it could have been so easily another 5 books in this video. Brooklyn Girls by Gemma Burgess. It's like a new adult, but it doesn't seem like, I don't know, there's just lots of like like every time you like flick through it, you just see like loads of swearing, and it doesn't really seem like there's a plot, and the font is tiny, so no thank you. Divine by Blood. So I was right that the rest of the Goddess of Parthenon books were going to pop up. Wolf Brother, by Michelle Paver. I have this on my Kindle. Don't need to have a physical hardback as well. The Hunt by Amy Meredith, another Dark Touch novel. And last but not least, making me think that I've probably actually missed a load of the books that I was meant to pack because this is not complete series and things, is already thrown on the pile because I'm a mess. Divine by Choice by PC Cast. So that's the whole Goddess of Parthenon series, I believe. Yeah, I'm just not interested in them. So they can go. So that is however many books are on the screen that I'm unhauling for you. I have no idea. I can't wait to find out. If you have read any of these books and you liked them and you would save them, then please let me know, because I will probably be donating them next week. If I've got time to go to the charity shop, but possibly the week after. But yeah, I'm trying to be stricter with myself. As you can see, like, I nearly saved The Strange Angels, but then am I actually really going to read them? If I've had them for over 10 years and I haven't read them yet, the answer is probably not. So off they go, and hopefully they'll find a good home and somebody who will really enjoy them and read them and treasure them, rather than just sitting on my shelf taking up space that I could have for better books, or books that I personally think will have the potential to be better. If you like this video, please give it a like, and if you'd like to subscribe, we would be super duper grateful. We post new videos every Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday, so we will see you in a few days with another video, and hopefully we will have some more space in our house by the time you next see this. Bye!